Hey, what's up? This is Charles with IGN. I'm here with Nick Colin.
What's cracking?
And we're about to make a character in Star Wars The Old Republic, BioWare's upcoming MMO. Here I am rotating my current character stupidly, which I will slow down. Thank you. And just go to Create Character, which is right down here, which will load up, the initial decision, do I want to be part of the Sith Empire? Do I want to be part of the Galactic Republic? I'm going to go Empire because Empire is cooler.
It's just like how it happens in the movies. Where you have to choose that starting menu.
I don't think that's correct at all. So four classes per side. On Imperial, on the Empire side, you get an agent, a bounty hunter, an inquisitor, or a warrior, essentially mirrored to the Republic side, but they look cooler on Empire. At least I think so.
And darker armor.
And the race selection actually differs a little bit. But before I get into that, when you're actually picking which class, let's say you've done no research on this, you have no idea what any of these classes do. You can go up here. You can check out the type of equipment they'd be wearing. You can go look at a brief description of their abilities. These aren't exhaustive lists of abilities or anything like that, but advanced classes, these are important because at level 10 you can pick essentially a specialization. So you can see the warrior here can turn into a marauder, which is allegedly supposed to focus mostly on damage, whereas the juggernaut is more of a tank, and also wears heavy armor, whereas this is medium. So yeah, checking this type of stuff out is definitely useful.
Yeah, I mean, you spend so little time with your base class that choosing for your advanced class basically from the start is really what you want to do.
Yeah, it's true. Level 10 does not take very long, so you're essentially into your advanced class very quickly. So that's an important decision to make rather early on. So let's check out sort of the bounty hunter race selections, which is on the next screen. So you can go Ratataki, Zabrak, Cyborg, Human, Chiss, and then if you go back and pick, say, the Inquisitor, which is mostly the magic user, bowing very cordially, a lot of respect there. You get additional sort of race selections that are swapped out in Twi'lek, Sith, and let's go into Sith because they are pretty cool looking.
Yeah, your class decision basically determines what races you have available.
Yeah,
and the races themselves, each race has a social ability, which is basically a cosmetic thing that they can do, like dance or punch the air or bow or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have any bearing over combat. It's just something fancy you can do. So that's the only bearing your race has on gameplay that we've seen so far.
This guy seems to have mustache face.
It's like a catfish, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So yeah, there are a bunch of sliders here. You can make a big. I don't know if I would call that fat. He's
portly. I'd call him portly.
That's more of a football build, I guess. A lineman. Inquisitor, if you were so inclined, or just make a little skinny guy. Change the head types. I guess I should zoom in for that. So you can get rid of the mustache face if you want to.
It's like no matter what you choose, he looks like he's melting.
Do more finer adjustments with scars and things like that. Eye color. Let's see if there are any really standout eye colors here.
The eye colors are...
do the red on red. There we go. That's very cat-like. Change the just accessories on the face. Looks pretty cool.
Looks like that guy from 300.
Yes, I'm sure that was intentional. And then hair color and skin. Oh, and hair type. Sorry, if you don't want to stick with the mohawk.
Some of the other races have a lot more variety in terms of colors and jewelry and whatnot.
Teen Angst Sith. I think I've created that properly. Yeah, mostly shades of reddish color here for the skin tone selections. So yeah, there's your magic user. Then you just enter a name, Teen Angst, and go ahead and play.
In Star Wars, that would be pronounced Teen Angst.
Yes, that's very accurate. I think that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And then this will just load into to the intro cinematic here, which I guess we can watch a little bit of.
It's pretty much exactly like the movies.
Yes, this actually there's no gameplay. It's just the movie. That's a lie. That's not true at all. I'm going to skip this. We can just get into the initial sections here. I don't know, why do I have... Oh, that was another character. I was like, what happened to my head? Yeah, so this is just a little starting section here.
Now, I don't know if you saw, there was a green wall
Korriban.
behind Charles when he first appeared there, and that's the indicator that you're in a story zone, or that's a class-specific area. So if you ever see one of those, that means you can go in it, but anybody who is of a different class can't. And so you can go stand behind them and laugh at other people.
I can, and yeah, so this is just the initial experience here. You're on Korriban, which is actually really detailed. You're mostly in this valley for the majority of your time here, which can be, this is essentially the 1 to 10 experience. Up until you get your companion, and then you're out of here. But yeah, some nice details around, like the huge canyon walls. You've got the ships in the background.
Gigantic statues that are just staring at the ground.
Yes, lots of huge statues that love to stare at the ground. They're super into ground.
Yeah.
Big time.
They're all archaeologists.
Yeah. And yeah, you just run around and kill a lot of these chlor slugs, which I'm probably not pronouncing correctly. But I am killing them rather effectively. Small skill selection at this point, so nothing too interesting, but you do level pretty quickly in the early game, so it doesn't take all that long until you can do some really cool stuff and you have a much more varied kind of ability set. And I've just wanted to go down here real quick to show off how some of the cutscenes work. I can't actually make any light side, dark side decisions right now, but eventually the Empire can say some pretty mean things in conversation with characters, as well as make actual dark side decisions, which will give you dark side points that open up access to armor and things like that further on into the game. Keep in mind, you can skip these if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it because I think the story is actually really well done in this game. The fact that you do have kind of a class-specific storyline, allegedly all the way to the cap, is kind of a really cool feature and something that I've wanted in a lot of MMOs that seems to be present here, giving the standard sort of fetch, kill questline types a lot more context to make it feel like you're actually doing something for a reason instead of just doing something randomly, or just because.
Can you go kill some rats? Okay.
I would do it for some bracers.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, instead of just being like, oh, I can't wait to get to the next level, you actually get more interested in, oh, I'd actually like to find out what happens during this storyline. And yeah, eventually you get the quest, and off you go. So that's the very start of at least an experience with an Inquisitor. And yeah, for a lot more on the Old Republic, head over to IGN.com.